Hey out there, thanks for tuning in. It's Friday. TGIF. Thank God I'm free. So earlier I was watching a little bit of YouTube. There's such great content on there. Then there's some not so great content. I don't know about you guys, but it's hard for me to watch someone that grates on me. If you know anything about me or you've watched any of the previous videos, I try not to talk negative about anybody or anything. There's enough out there, I don't need to do it. However, I was on there and there was a guy talking about something that he probably shouldn't have been talking about. He's not an expert in that field. And anyway, he got like 1 million hits. 1 million people were watching that. I know that controversial things and things that aren't necessarily that popular, they get a lot of hits. And that's fine. However, I was thinking, maybe I should make a controversial video and get some more views. So first I thought, maybe I'll go into religion, huh? Maybe I'll talk a little bit about religion. I said, I'll stay away from that. Politics. I'm going right into politics. No, I'm not going to go into that. The current coronavirus state. And no, I'm going to stay away from that. So, the closest I can get to a controversial subject is gambling is good. And it ties right into real estate. So you guys don't get to see this all the time, but this is in my office. Yep, a slot machine. But I gotta tell you the story behind it first. So if you just walked into the office and you saw a slot machine, you'd be like, Harry's a degenerate gambler. There's a little story behind that slot machine. We were buying our second house, Sullivan, and the neighbors were having a garage sale. Now where Sullivan is located is at the end of this road, and this neighbor could really see our new property. So there was a method to my madness. The slot machine they were selling, $100. Did we need the slot machine? No. However, I thought, what better way to build rapport with the neighbors than to buy a $100 slot machine? That's the story, why we have the slot machine. Do I ever play it? No. Do I like going down to Atlantic City? Yes. However, I'm going to talk about gambling is good and how it relates to real estate. I was going to bring you up to our spare bedroom where we have all of our books. And, well, they're not all of our books, but we kept some. And I have one shelf of books that I either recently read or, anyway, I got rid of all my other ones. And I was looking at the content. What kind of books do I have up there? And I'm quite eclectic when it comes to reading. I have probably a third gambling books, and then another third about self-improvement, and then another third about how to be a better person. So I brought down just 4 books just to give you a little sample. And I'm going somewhere and how this is related to real estate. This one, The 30 Days of Fearless Living, taught me how to love myself. You know, I lived with fear for so long, I want to see, how do I get out of the fear and be a better person? That leads me into the other one. Drop the Rock, Removing Character Defects. Good stuff. Taught me how to be a better person. Here's one. This one I'm going to highly recommend. $1 Million Video Poker. Check this out. I still have the Caesars Do Not Disturb sign in there. So, this I wrote behind here is passion, perseverance, and stickability. If you never read this, which I doubt you read it because I don't think it was that popular, it talks about a guy, Bob Dancer, that had $6,000 in his pocket. He went to Vegas. He wanted to be a professional gambler or at least get out of his W-2 job. Couldn't figure out how he was going to do it. Took $6,000, moved to Las Vegas, and started playing quarter video poker. He was an expert. Like he did the computer programmings and everything else. The point I'm trying to make is, the reason why I enjoyed this, I like playing video poker, but also, this guy stuck with it. Stickability. He said, I don't want to work in this environment anymore with the people that I'm working with or doing what I'm doing. I want to be a gambler. And sure enough, Bob went out, and now I don't know what his net worth is, but it's quite high. Is he a degenerate gambler? Heck no. How about this other one? This last one. Now this doesn't represent all the books I have, but I want to give you a little idea of what's shaped me and how it's related to real estate. This one, Full-Time Gambler. I liked it, but it's not for me. They're doing it their way. They want to be a gambler. They got to try to make ends meet. It's a tough grind out there being a professional gambler in Las Vegas, Atlantic City, at the casinos. That's a tough grind. I mean, initially I might think of this like romantic kind of lifestyle, living it up in luxury and stuff like that. That's not the case. So I read this, and it's not for me. So when I make the videos about real estate, I definitely try to be like a real estate cheerleader, get you motivated and stuff, but I hope I come across and I tell you the downside or the side that's not so glamorous. I bring up the termites in the walls and the cracked pipes you're going to be digging in the yard and the leaky roofs and stuff like that. And I don't know if I actually say anything about the pressure that comes along with the bills that you have each month. For instance, we have over $15,000 worth of mortgage payments due each month. Like, so now we're in the beginning of the month. I have half of them being taken out, and I got a couple more being taken out. But that's a pretty big nut to crack when you think about $15,000 a month going out. However, I'd have it no other way. Real estate is a gamble. Yes or no? The simple answer is yes. Real estate's a gamble. I mean, anybody would say it could go down in value. People won't pay their rent. You could lose money. Yes, you can. But wait. I already let you know that I like to gamble. I like to go down to Atlantic City. However, I like to have a balance there. I'm not going down to Atlantic City with the mortgage payments. Not going down to Atlantic City with the grocery budget that we have for the month. Not that we have a budget for groceries. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not going down to Atlantic City if I don't have any money to spend in Atlantic City. That's what I'm trying to say. So if there's a gambler out there that has a problem with gambling, shut this video off. Okay, we're back. Real estate as a gamble kind of makes me feel alive, though. Yes, it's a gamble, but unlike other going down and playing the slot machines or something like that, you're in control of as many risk factors as possible. That's why I have drummed home again and again, buying right, doing your homework, leverage, alleviating as much risk as possible. So is there no risk involved? No, there is risk involved. However, the reward is huge. So I wrote this question: what makes you feel alive? What makes you feel alive? It could be anything. I'm not here to judge. In one of the videos I said there was someone that wanted to play the piano up on a mountain in Tibet. I think I made that up. But anyway, hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Does that make you feel alive? You want to go do that? Go for it. Me, real estate, and the risk that comes along with real estate, and like feeling like I'm in control, and like I said, alleviating as much risk, and then the reward, the payoff, I'd have it no other way. Where did that come from? I remember when I was a kid, the first time I ever went fishing with my dad. Matter of fact, a little sad story. So I went fishing with my dad first time. I must have been, I don't know, maybe 5 years old. Union Beach, at a creek. Got the little fish in. I like that little fish. I went to go wash him off, and he slipped through my fingers. I cried. I don't know if I really remember that as much as I remember a memory. Anyway, I was hooked on fishing after that. I don't know if that's gambling, going to fish, but to me it was like a risk, or it was a chance, or it was a game. I loved it. Did that get me into real estate? I don't know. So, what makes you feel alive? Maybe ask yourself that question, because then here's another question. What's the bestest day ever? What would be your bestest day ever? Is it laying on a beach in Hawaii? Sipping margaritas? I don't know. My bestest day, like, I'm going to have to really think about that, but the bestest day I could think about possibly is being in a high-stakes poker game, getting a call about formalizing an agreement on a 100-unit apartment complex while having a club soda there, because there's no margaritas in my story, all right? I don't think I say this enough, but whether I'm talking about gambling in real estate or making a deal or something, there's assumptions that I don't think I say that often. The assumptions are that my bestest day ever, sitting at a poker table, getting a call that I just got done closing on a 100-unit apartment complex, the assumptions are that I never lose sight of my family and my loved ones. Never. So they're all taken care of. I'm sitting at the poker table because they're all taken care of and they're doing well. Here's another assumption. I have to continue to take care of my personal mental health. What does that mean? That means reading good books, talking to good people, being around good people, and helping other people. Helping and loving others. These three things right here, if they're not taken care of, then I can't do anything else. So the assumption is this stuff is all taken care of. Like that's easy. But I'm at that place right now. And when I'm not, then I'm not going to be sitting at a poker table getting a call about a 100-unit apartment complex. So remember, I said that this is a controversial video. Gambling is good. Now here comes the rock'em sock'em. Take a risk. Take a risk. You're worth it. And I feel that when I take a risk, it's okay. Failure's okay. You know, but when I take a risk, I feel like alive, and I want you to feel that. You know, even when I'm being controversial like I am today, I hope I exhibit humility. That attractive feature that I see in people. I can't quite put my finger on it all the time. But there's humility there. Someone that's humble. That just draws me to them. Talk about getting me excited. So anyway, real estate is risky. I'm just going to put it out there. I kind of skirt that issue and say, well, it's not risky. You do this. Real estate is risky. However, you can minimize that risk. One of the ways is watching these videos. And I'm right here for you. Why do I do the videos? You know why I do the videos? I know a little bit about a little bit. Real estate is one of them. And I want to give it away. So many people, when I tell them what I do, they say, oh, you know what? I want to do that. So yeah, let's get on it. Let's start talking about it. Then they don't want to talk about it anymore. Not judging them. Like I said, it's not for everyone. It is risky. However, if someone out there is watching and they say, you know what? I'm calling that Harry. I'm going to call his bluff. I call him up and say, you know what? I watched, I'm inspired, and I want to get into it. If that's you, call. Life is short. Let's make it amazing. This is one way that I see that we can make it amazing. It's not all about money. It's about helping. It's about money. It's a combination and having everything going at one time. And anyway, TGIF.